Good morning, everyone. How many of you know what hemophilia is? If I should suggest or make an assumption, not many of my friends or most of my friends know, but I think most of the people outside in the country doesn't know what hemophilia is. So this is Hemophilia Month, and on the 17th of April is International Hemophilia Day, to bring more awareness. So to bring more awareness, I'm looking at to share my story with you all, to show you what I have to go through when I go through pain, when I go through something that I was used to growing up to. When I was small, I had to get injections for myself to help my blood clot. So hemophilia. So quickly, what hemophilia is we don't produce either factor 8 or factor 9. I'm one of those who doesn't produce factor 8. And the factor 8 is just the factor that helps the blood clot. So when you bleed, or like an ankle bleed or something like that, your body releases those factors and it helps with the clotting of the blood. Imagine a row of dominoes. So from 1 to 13, if I'm correct, there's 13 factors in the body. Mine doesn't have 8, so the dominoes fall, and the process can't go through it. So because of all the bleedings in my life, I will add some photos. You will see my ankles both actually needs to get replaced now. It's at that stage. I show you a picture of my right elbow that needs to be replaced. And this makes difficult tasks, or to do tasks every day. It makes it difficult. I don't know if you know how to feel how pain is, but if you experience pain 24/7 and it's non-stop, and you can't. Example, I have an ankle bleed now, and you can't even step on it. Moving around is a challenge. And with me, with both my elbows that is been let's say damaged because of bleeding, I can't even pull my whole body weight up. So I can't even go to bath. And when I'm in the bath, there's no way I'm getting out, because I don't have the strength in my elbows to pull up. Because guess what? I'm weighing 120 kilograms at the moment. And even if I was a little bit lighter, that's my aim at the moment, it will still be a challenge because my joint has been so damaged over the years. I grew up when I was young, that when we had to get ourselves injections, it used to be a drip that was to hang from the ceiling, and as the factor goes in, it took about an hour, 2 hours just for the factor to go into the body, and then another few hours to start working. And that's how I grew up, with a lot of injections. I have all the scars to show. But I think the big thing is life has come a long way, and that's why we want to make people aware of hemophilia. When I grew up, I only had to get injections when I had a bleed. And to make a joint damage, you only have to have 3 bleeds in that joint area to start the damage process. So, and because it's an expensive thing, just to show you an example, this is what we use today. This is 1,000 units, and 1,000 units cost about I think it's 3,500 at the moment, just for one. 3,500 rand for one injection. It's a very expensive, and I'm fortunate that I have medical aid, and it falls under the PMBs, or pre-described minimum benefits. They have to pay for it. But there's a few of my friends that doesn't have medical aid. Because why? It's expensive to have medical aid. So, and then have to go to hospitals, and not all the hospitals keeps this, and they don't give them enough stock to use when they go home. And that's why we're making people aware, so that we can make the lifestyle of hemophilic so much easier in South Africa. In the world, it's much easier. In the States, they get factors like this. Just to give you an example, when I inject myself with this, it stays in my body about 24 hours at most. And it only pushes my level. 1,000 will push my level up to 20%, because I'm less than 1%. I have no factor. I'm severe. You get mild hemophilias, that's 1 to 5%, and then you get moderate, that's between 5 and 10%. So I'm one of those that's less than 1%. So I need this. And if I just get a small bump, it can create something big. Like example, December, I bumped my head somewhere, and I landed in hospital with a head bleed. I almost, you could have said, died, because the biggest killer of all hemophilics is a head bleed. So I was fortunate to knew that something was not good, and I could go to the hospital and they could do a scan, and luckily they found the head bleed in time. So what is all today about? So I want to show you what I'm going to do. So firstly, I'm making this product, and today I'm going to give myself 3,000. That's almost 10 grand that I'm going to give myself. And let me quickly get everything ready, and then I start recording and show you how I make my factor. Thank you. See you now. Okay, so what we do is we open it. Before I started, I cleaned my hands, so that there's no germs on it. So that because this is a process like in the hospital, you have to do it with clean hands. So how does it look like? It gets 2 water bottles. That's about 10 ml each, and then 2 crystallized factor. That if you go give blood, that's where we get it from. So to make things easier, as those of you that doesn't want to give blood, you are actually saving my life. So that's one thing you can do to become more aware, is to give more blood. Blood can be used for a lot of things. An example, it's being used for me. So what we do is this is an alcohol dipper, alcohol Webcol. So what we do is, because this needs to be a clean process, take out the water, and it's easy to break. It's just a glass pop, and it breaks off. Just to show you an example, I can have it upside down and the water doesn't even come out. So it's actually a nice invention. So what we do, okay, then some of you would probably be scared of the following. If you can look, this is a big needle. So let me quickly open my syringe, and then let me put it in. You probably won't see inside, but inside there is it's like a web with small holes in it to stop from any big solids to go through. So when I take it out, I don't know if you all can see, that's a nice big needle. So, but I'm not going to use to inject myself with that. This is just to make the process so much easier. Withdraw the water. As the water is withdrawn, I open my plasma, my factor 8. It's just, if you can see, it is a crystallized format, and then I just clean up here, put in the water, and because it's air sealed, it just goes in by itself. So I have to mix this, and what I do is also put one of these green needles in to help with the air. When you withdraw the factor, it wants to go back inside because there's no air inside, so just makes the process so much easier. Okay, so let's do the next one. This is to show you that the process is, this is what I have to go through. And just imagine when I had to go through when I was younger, it was a drip, and the drip used to take 2 to 3 hours, and because of all the injections, sometimes they couldn't even find my vein. So now just imagine yourself, they can't find your vein, where do they inject you? So they used to sometimes inject me in my my neck, inject me there to find the vein, and sometimes behind my leg, the inside of my leg, they used to find the place there. And this is the process I have to go through, and I have to make 3 of those. And you will ask me, how many times do I need to give this? Well, at the moment I do a prophylaxis. I give myself a small amount every second day, so just to make the process much easier. But the thing is, out there, it depends on, because when I'm older now, I can know when the bleed is coming. So it's easier for me to know, is it a bleed? But the challenge becomes now, because of my joints being so disintegrated, not being there, working together as well. It can be inflammation, it can be because I have a type of arthritis now, it's because of all the bleedings. So it might just be that. So for me now, to find out when I have a bleed, I have to make very sure. So I usually wait a few hours or a day, and if the next day it's still there, then I know I have to inject myself. When I had the head bleed, they had to do this every 6 hours. They had to give me 4,000 units just to get the swelling down, and that was the most painful. I think this is painful at the moment because I'm experiencing so much pain that I forgot how was my head bleed. My head bleed, it felt like my head wanted to explode. That's the pain we go through. It's not like a boom, a boom, a boom. It's like, it's ongoing and it's non-stop. It's like it doesn't want to go away. You get so angry, you get so frustrated. You don't know where to get your anger out. And then sometimes my wife doesn't understand when I'm grumpy. It's not because I'm grumpy, it's because everything inside of me, I'm holding so much together that just to get over that pain. You know, I'm saying to everyone I don't use pain pills anymore because, you know, I don't want to be drinking too much pain pills. But, you know, today is actually one of those days in the long time of the past 6 months and long time that I've been wanting to use a pain pill. That I even texted my wife to say, please get me a pain pill because the pain is unbearable. You know, we stay in a 2-story house here in Centurion, and it takes me half an hour just to get out of the room to the bathroom, and it took me 2 hours to get down here just to prepare this to give myself. I'm all alone. I don't have anybody to help me. You know, that's the process. That's a lifestyle of hemophiliac. So let me quickly finish this, and then I'll show you how to inject myself. Thank you. Cheers. Okay, so I'm almost finished. I'm just gonna withdraw some of this factor out of in the syringe, you know, just to make sure that all it's out. And now you will see there's some light bubbles. You know, I have to get it out because light bubbles, because I do it into my veins. It's not good if you put out air bubbles into your body. You don't feel good, and sometimes if it's too much, you can die as a person. So I have my 3 syringes. Let me quickly get the needle and everything ready so that I can show you what my daily lifestyle is like. Okay, so I'm ready to the stage where I need to inject myself, and I'm just getting it my web call, and then I clean myself the area where I'm going to inject myself. I actually have a mark here now because of all the injections. And do it hurt? No, it doesn't hurt. Because I've been using this since I was born, since I can remember, it doesn't hurt. The only place it hurts is if I go to a new spot that I haven't injected yet. That hurts. You know, it's not hurting. It's more like a bee sting. You know, you feel the sting, and then the sting is gone. Okay. So, you know, I have to use both of my hands. So just excuse me if I'm not looking at the screen. Okay. So getting the needle, and as you can see, I have fluid vein. I don't use other things to stop me. I know my vein. I know my vein is easy. I just have to put it in, and it will be in. So there it goes. And I don't know if you can see, but there is some blood going. So this is my daily process. I have to go sometimes daily, and sometimes more than once a day. Sometimes just every second day or third day. So how can you support this? So how you can support this is on the 17th of April is International Hemophilia Day, and to show you your support is to firstly wear a red t-shirt, anything red for that day, and post it on Facebook. You will find, if you can search hemophilia, I will put the link with this video so that you can know where it is, and just post it to show your support. We as Hemophilia, the Hemophilia organization, has some t-shirts they are printing, and you can order that, and just to show your support for all our hemophilias that has to go through this, because for some of us this is a challenging task. There's not always enough factor, and you know, how to survive from this. You know, if you have pain and to move around, it's challenging. So when you have pain again, just imagine yourself, there's people out there that go through this daily and have that pain daily. So if we can go on and change people's lives and just have a normal life as well, why not you? You know, if you think about it, you know, why give up if you have dreams to follow? Why give up on your dream? Follow your dream. It's not always easy, because like I think Rocky says in that video, like, life is not easy. It's not all rainbow and sunshines. It's gonna hit you hard, and it's gonna keep you on your knees until you fight back. And it's not how many times you get hit, it's how you can take those hits and keep on moving forward. How do you keep moving forward? You know, I have to have this pain. I can't even walk. I have a meeting this afternoon with a good friend of mine that I have to go see for business, and how am I going to get there? And I don't have anyone that can drive me. I've asked now for people to, some of my friends, and see if they can help me, but you know, where to now? How am I going to do this? I will find a way, whatever it takes. So whenever you feel down and you want to complain, just think about it. There's other people that have pain, and more much pain, and we go through this. On the 17th of April, please support the Hemophilia Foundation and give blood. Become a hero. I'm all about teaching people how to be a hero, and I will put the link to my slideshow on this video as well, or my email address, and you can email and I can give it to you. Because, you know, Superman is busy. You know, I want a hero in my life to come here and save me and take care of me, but Superman is not real. Yes, I'm a fan of Superman, but he's not real. So, you know, there isn't people that can quickly come and save me. You know, yes, it's easy to say, yes, I will be there for you when time is tough. But when really time is tough, you have to be your own hero. You have to become whole as a person, complete, and find the strength inside you to excel you to where you want to go. You know, so I want to leave you. I'm not going to finish. Let me finish this, and then I can finish the video. Talk to you now again. Yes, and now it's half an hour later, and I've just injected myself with some factor 8, and it's finished. That's how my day is. Some days is, you know, and some days I'm in so much pain that I can't even move around. So how do I move around? Well, on my knees and sometimes on my bum. I want to leave you with something. We can so easily blame everything. You know, I can just say this is my disability and take it on and just accept it, and always give this as an excuse, or blame this, or blame the government, or blame the devil, or blame whoever you want to blame. You know, if things doesn't go according to plan. I don't know how it feels to be normal. I don't know how it feels to run around the track, how to play sport. I don't know how it feels, you know, when my son was born, how it feels to pick him up and give him a hug. Yes, I've moved around it, and I've changed my beliefs, and I've changed my mind, and I can do it now. But think about those who can't do it. You know, some of my friends that is hemophilics, they have already gone under, got hip replacements, knee replacements. You know, at one stage, the oldest hemophilia, I think, was a few years back, or when I was born, it was, I think, the age expectancy was like 20 years or something like that. Now it is improved. You know, I'm just turned 33, and, you know, my future's still ahead of me. I just started living. And I have two sons. One is 5 and one is just 1 year old. And think of me when I tell you it's a challenge to think about it. They're gonna run around and want to play sports, and at the moment I can't. But my dream is to get to that place where I can do it. And how am I gonna do it? Well, I do motivational and empowerment talks. I do things where I help people to walk over red hot coals, to show that if you change your mind, anything is possible. And if I kept on accepting this, I wouldn't have been here. I would be full-time in a wheelchair. But I haven't accepted that. And even though today I have to use a wheelchair to move around, it's not my future. My future is where I play with my sons and play with them in sports. Because I do empowerment stuff like breaking bricks, like walking over broken glass. For hemophilia, that's not a good thing if you think about it, if I start bleeding. But the thing is, if we focus on the wrong things the whole time, what are we going to attract? We're going to keep attracting the wrong things. And we have to keep on focusing on what we want and not what we don't want. You know, it's so easily to focus on what we don't want. I don't want this, and I don't want. Let's example, when you choose your spouse, you have this list of what you want, and for me and a lady. So before I met my wife, I used to say, I don't want a blonde, I don't want a blue-eyed, I don't want a smoking, I don't want. You know, it sounds positive because it's things I don't want. But guess what I got? I got the things that I don't want. Because why? I was so focused on the things that I don't want, rather than focusing on the things that I really want. Yes, today I've married a blonde woman. Oh, she's blonde, but not blonde. But I love her, and she's given me the most two beautiful children, Gian and Vian, and I love them to bits. It sometimes hurts me when I can't play with them, and it's not nice. But the thing is, I know I have to survive. Never give up, never surrender. So please support the Hemophilia Foundation, support hemophilics out there, and you can do it as small as by wearing red on the 17th of April, or find out where's the closest Hemophilia Foundation, and so go and support us. There's other people that needs more help than what I sometimes do. I can be fortunate that I have great parents that is looking after us. When when I have pain, my mom will do everything for me. So, but there's some of us that is not as lucky as this. So, wherever you can, please. I get emotional. Superheroes don't get emotional. No, true. So please go support Hemophilia Foundation however you can, by just giving your time. It's not all about money. If you want to give money, yes, and you have money, go give it. But if you don't, what is the time you can give? Like today, I need somebody to drive me around, or to drive me to a meeting. Where can I find someone? Yes, my friends are busy. I can't always every day count on them to come. I don't have at the moment finance maybe to go and pay a full-time person that can carry me around. So how can you do it? Find out who needs help and give your time. There's some of us that needs lifts to go to the hospital, to go for the annual checkup, or just to go get some factor. Maybe you can be that angel. Maybe you can be that hero for someone. So think about it and go change people's life. Pay it forward. And thank you for watching this video. I love it. I love to share, and this is just my way of going through my processes, to keep on going, to never give up, no matter how much pain I have, to never give up. It sometimes feels like that, but with friends and family and everyone watching this video and supporting, thank you, and have a wonderful day, and go be blessed, and go bless someone as well. Thank you. Be your own hero.